Today I'm at a new Goodwill I've never been to in the western suburb, and I'm going to bring you along. This one is in Maple Grove, Minnesota. There's two in Maple Grove. The one that I normally go to is over by the Walmart, and this one is more by the main drag off of Weaver Lake Road. I'll put in the address, but let's go pop in and see what we can find. When I walked into this Goodwill, it smelled so good. It smelled so clean. It was really impressive. And look at the shelves. Everything is really, really organized. I was so impressed with this store. Again, I'll leave the address in the description down below. There's two Goodwills in Maple Grove, one over by the Walmart and one here kind of on the main drag, like I said. I've been to the other, and I have to say that one was really organized as well too. But this one, like, it's just bright and light, and it smells really good in here. So go Goodwill in Maple Grove. You can see they had things separated by color. I loved these. These looked hand painted. I didn't do any sort of Google image search on those. Those were beautiful. But they have things that are hand painted. Then you go down the wood aisle. This intrigued me. I don't know what this was. Some sort of vintage desk item. I went back twice and took a look at that, did a Google image search when I was there. I couldn't find anything like it. That was really intriguing. That might have been worth some money. This was awesome, hand carved, and it looked like a drum, but look, it was damaged on the top. That I would have picked up absolutely, but unfortunately, that was torn up at the top. They had so many hard goods, which is my absolute favorite. I'm a hard goods girl. I really would much rather buy those. I find that it's less returns, and don't be afraid about shipping breakables. You'll get used to it. I buy bubble wrap, 4 huge rolls at a time from American Bubble Boy, and just bubble wrap the heck out of it. Don't be afraid to ship breakables. You'll get used to it. When I first did it, one of the first times I shipped it, I had no idea what I was doing. Thankfully, the person was so nice about the refund that I ended up having to give. Okay, let's talk about Pioneer Woman. This was a covered butter dish, but look at what her rolling pins go for. If you see Pioneer Woman, which is sold at Walmart, pick up the pieces. Here's a collaboration by Rae Dunn and Disney. I know that those collaborations do well in Disney. This is a screenshot of what those mugs went for. Collaborations, take a peek at those. Sometimes those can go for really, really great money. You can't know everything about everything. I did a video on my top 10 resellers that I follow on YouTube and where I started learning about all of these different concepts and books and designers and who to follow and what to look for. You can't know everything about everything, but what you can do is start watching YouTubers and see what they purchase to flip for a profit. And a lot of people just want to buy for themselves, or they're collectors. So what I do in the thrift store is that I'm looking for things to buy and flip for a profit. This is a way that I supplement my retirement. I was not intending to retire. I left my last job at 60. I'm 62 now, so I intend to work for quite a while. I'm not ready to give up working quite yet. So this job is a supplement to what else we do, which is we walk dogs on the Rover app. I'm a reseller on eBay and Poshmark. And then I'm also working on this YouTube channel. So those are the few things that I do in combination to earn income in quote unquote retirement. I'm not really retired yet. So that's my advice to you, is follow other resellers. And if you're interested in doing this for a living as a full-time career, if you're interested in doing this after you retire and are winding down, that's where I learned. Like I said, you can't know everything about everything, but it sure is fun to learn. Okay, I'm going to set this to music for a while, and then I'll pop back in and tell you what I'm thinking. This was an aisle that I was really impressed with. All of their binders and folders, their craft supplies, their frames. It was so nicely organized. There was a woman putting away things when I was there. She was working the entire time I was there putting away. But as she's putting away, she's tucking and pulling and pushing and moving to make sure that everything that are on the shelves after we all go through, she puts everything all back. It is really, really impressive. I've been into a lot of Goodwills, most of which are just so overstocked with overpriced items. The prices here were okay. Things were, I'd say, a little bit high, but high for me because I'm a reseller. Maybe not high for you. If you're just a collector, you may consider these prices really, really good. But what truly impressed me was the cleanliness of the store, the smell of the store. You know, we've all been in them where they just smell like a damp basement when you walk in, and it's just not pleasant. This just seemed very clean. I can't say that enough. It really, really, really impressive. If you've watched me for any length of time, you know I always talk about that Martha Stewart Celebrations book. Here's another one I look for. It's this Julia Child vintage cookbook. If you find that in the thrift stores and at the used book sales, pick that one up. Look at the toy aisle. Would be so pleasant to shop for toys here. Look at how organized it is. And just another bit of advice, reselling advice, if there's something you're interested, something that you look to, something that you want to start selling, go into eBay, search for that item. You'll see how many of them are for sale. But like I talk about with sell-through rate, then you need to click on sold. And when you click on sold, you'll see how many of them sold. But what you can do is sort it by highest to lowest. So for example, if you like cookbooks, go in and just type the word vintage cookbooks. And then you'll see there are tons and tons and tons and tons and tons for sale. You'll go into the solds and you'll click on that. And then you'll see what has sold in the last 90 days, sorted by highest to lowest. There are cookbooks going for tens of thousands of dollars, but the ones I search for are the probably unlikely ones to find, but that I might even have a chance to find that. So if you're interested in this at all and you're curious, download the eBay app, set up an account. You don't have to start selling to set up an account. And then start searching on your own. If you like figurines, if you like a certain type of figurine, if you love Christmas, that's how we as resellers find the good stuff, is that we watch YouTubers that are resellers, and then we go looking on our own for things that interest us and do that exact technique. So search for the item. It's pretty an easy interface to get on eBay and learn, but I have done a few videos on it, simple videos on the tools that I use in my toolbox of things for reselling. But here's another thing, ashtrays. Now think about, have you seen any ashtrays? I love picking that. That was an ashtray. Look what ashtrays go for. So that would be something too. I did recently sell a set of 3 ashtrays that I found at the Goodwill bins. I sold those on Poshmark not that long ago. So think about it. You really don't see those in the stores anymore. So they did just a beautiful job on their mugs. And I think you can tell that I was really, really impressed with the store. So I did ask the question of the woman that was putting away, if when they're bringing out new merchandise, if it's okay to look in the bins of merchandise that come out. Some stores you go into, no, they want to do it on their own and you really shouldn't poke around. She said, absolutely. People love shopping in the little bins ahead of time. So go right ahead. So if you're able, I would say to you that you may want to ask before you see new carts come out. But I ended up, and you'll see my cart, I ended up with just 2 purchases. I found the second one, I found the frame in the frame area, and I found these little golden spoons. During COVID, I sold an entire, now this is just a for sale one, not a sold, that was on Etsy. I sold an entire set of gold silverware that I bought in the 90s. This brand, that frame was $1.99. So all in for my shopping, I spent $7.60. It was not senior day today. So hope it helps.